Good evening and welcome to the October 9th edition of News 22. I'm Mackenzie Fain.
And I'm Amanda Stango.
On Wednesday, October 8th, millions of people stood outside to see the second blood moon of the year. A blood moon is a lunar eclipse that gives off a red tint. People in America had the best view of this eclipse, which lasted for about an hour, starting at 6:25 a.m. The last blood moon was back in April, and we are expecting two more in April and September of 2015. While it seems these eclipses are a common occurrence, periods of up to 300 years have passed without one. Be sure to keep your eyes out so you don't miss your chance to see one.
Is North Korea's current leader still in power? Rumor has it Kim Jong-un has not been seen in the public's eye since September 3rd, nor was he present at an important meeting that was held this past Tuesday. This meeting marked the 17th anniversary of his late father's election, where he was given the title of Secretary for the Workers' Party. It has been said that Kim Jong-un has put on some weight and is suffering from discomfort, according to multiple reports. The real question is, where is Kim and who is really governing North Korea?
Thomas Eric Duncan, the first person diagnosed with Ebola on American soil, has died 10 days after being admitted to Dallas Hospital. This case brings up many questions for how Ebola is being treated around the world. Duncan's soon-to-be wife states that he arrived at Dallas Hospital seeking help on September 25th, but was turned away. Duncan's family is devastated and questions whether his outcome could have been different had the illness been treated right away. As we commemorate the thousands of lives lost from the deadly disease, we need to start taking action to contain this crisis.
A 29-year-old Hartford firefighter remains in critical condition after he was hurt Tuesday night battling a two-alarm blaze that killed one of his colleagues and injured two others. Jason Martinez of Manchester sustained burns over 10% of his body while fighting a fire at a two-family home on Blue Hills Avenue in Hartford. According to the Hartford Firefighters Association, flames had forced Martinez to jump from a second-floor window while he was searching the home. Hartford Mayor Pedro Seguera said in news conference Wednesday that Martinez is in critical but stable condition at the Connecticut Burn Center at Bridgeport Hospital. Hartford firefighter Kevin Bell died at St. Francis Hospital after being pulled from the burning building Tuesday night. Two other firefighters, 34-year-old Colin McWeeny and 51-year-old Kevin Burke, were treated and released from St. Francis Hospital. Investigators are working to determine the cause of the fire. Segarra said Tuesday night that federal authorities are investigating alongside the state fire marshal.
A UK woman has been accused for harassing the family of a missing 4-year-old. Madeleine McCain disappeared from her parents' holiday apartment in Portugal in 2007. Although the young girl went missing 7 years ago, her parents and family continue to grieve the loss of a daughter, granddaughter, niece, cousin, and a friend. The Twitter troll Brenda Leyland, whose Twitter handle was SweepyFace, said she was well within her rights to torture the McCain family with abuse and explicit tweets. Leyland has been found dead in a hotel room recently after being confronted about her Twitter account and tweets about Madeleine McCain. More information on this story has not yet been released.
And we'll be right back with this week's editorial after this short break.
Pants, pants, pants. I am folding the pants. The pants are long. Do they go on my head? Do they? Do the pants go on my head? No, they go on.
Everyday moments can become teaching moments because learning starts long before school does. Give your child the start they need at bornlearning.org.
Coming home can be hard if you're a veteran of Iraq or Afghanistan. You may feel like you're all alone. But you're not alone. At IAVA.org, your fellow vets are all around you. Join our free online community, get the resources you need, and connect to other vets who know where you're coming from. IAVA.org. We've got your back.
It's easy to tell if you've had way too many. But what if you've had just one too many? Buzz driving is drunk driving.
And we're back with this week's editorial.
Hello everyone, I'm Amanda Eckert with this week's editorial. For those of you who don't know me, which is pretty much everyone watching this right now, I'm a senior here at Eastern. I'm from Stamford, Connecticut, a city that differs from Willimantic in both aesthetics and people. When I first applied to Eastern 4 years ago, it was like pulling teeth. I had no desire to attend a state school in the middle of nowhere. The only thing that really appealed to me was that I would live 2 hours away from my family and be on my own for the first time in 17 years. After getting an acceptance letter from the schools that I applied to, Eastern was the first one to offer an open house. I decided to at least visit the school before completely crossing it off my list of options. My best friend drove us the 100 miles while I sat in the passenger seat having a panic attack because we were surrounded by nothing but trees. I knew there was no way in hell that I was going to spend 4 years at a location that I could picture being used to film a murder scene in a horror movie. But once I got onto Eastern's campus, my perception changed. I looked around and immediately fell in love. I loved how many resources were available, how close everything was to each other, minus Schaefer and Noble, and I just loved the way everything looked. I decided right then and there that Eastern was going to be my new home. Once I got back to my house, I couldn't stop raving about how much I loved the campus, how beautiful it was, and how nice the people were. And after moving into my dorm after a few delays, thanks to Hurricane Irene, I loved Eastern even more. No matter where you were on campus, you could always pull out your books and study, get a few friends to play frisbee, soccer, or virtually any sport you wanted, or just people watch. But this hasn't been the case for the school year thus far. If you've ever been on Eastern's campus, you've seen Webb Lawn, which until this week has been lacking the lawn. The grass that filled the area was removed and replaced with an enormous dirt mound. Now, from my understanding, administration wants to turn Eastern into a more environmentally friendly walking campus. So they dug up Webb Lawn to add more walkways, which is great. However, there are a few problems with this project. Firstly, students who were on campus over the summer noticed this monstrosity we used to know as Webb Lawn, and they asked about it. Many staff members reassured everyone that the lawn would be back to normal and construction would be done by move-in day. This has proven to be a lie considering students moved in a month ago and the lawn was just flattened. Pathways are still blocked off and everything is still surrounded by wooden stakes and plastic tape. I understand projects do take time to complete, especially larger scale projects like this. But what I don't understand is how a school that encourages 5,000 students to learn to excel and focus on time management to succeed had so much trouble time managing a project that was a total eyesore. Continuing with the untimely completion of Webb Lawn, remember all those nice things I noticed my freshman year? The sports, the studying, and the people watching? Yeah, those all took place on Webb Lawn. Now, people who want to engage in any of these activities have been taking up different areas of campus to do that, and those areas are too populated. I couldn't tell you the amount of times I walked past Residence Hall to see and hear people leisurely playing some form of ball game, while onlookers roll their eyes and plan on how they're going to avoid getting hit. These individuals have now taken up parts of campus that used to be quiet because they can no longer utilize Webb Lawn. The final problem I have with the construction of Webb Lawn is that it's not very handicap accessible. While they want to include more walkways, the design of the lawn also includes more stairs. Granted, 2 or 3 stairs while you're on your way to or from class isn't the worst thing that could happen for most of us. But if you're part of the population that has using a wheelchair or crutches, whether it's permanent or temporary, you're screwed. There are now stairs leading in 3 different directions outside of the library and another set of stairs in front of Constitution, the freshman residence hall. If you want to get to either of these locations before the pathways are open but are restricted to a wheelchair, be sure to allow yourself 5 extra minutes to get where you need to go because you need to navigate a maze. Now, I'm not saying that the renovations of Webb Lawn was a terrible idea because I'm excited to see how it looks once all the grass, flowers, and trees grow. All I'm saying is I can't wait until the lawn is finally complete because I don't know how many more days I can stare at dirt, neon construction vests, or equipment before I lose my mind. For TV22, I'm Amanda Eckert and we'll be back.
Until their no secret that laughter makes you smile.
Reliable sources say that chicken soup has found their way out of this. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
Thanks. You believe this guy?
Are you trying to start a wildfire?
Sorry. Pass the honey?
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
2 outs with a runner on first base. Now the big guy comes up the bat, hitting .342 with 92 RBIs and 36 homers. First pitch is fouled to the back.
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
It's almost time for Senior Portraits. The yearbook will be offering free sittings for seniors the week of October 20th through the 24th on the 4th floor of the library. It is suggested that you wear solid color business attire. To book your sitting, you can go to photoappointment.com and to use ECSU as the password. Be sure to not miss your chance to get into the 2015 yearbook.
Get ready to laugh. Cast members from Girl Code, Tanisha Young and Esther Koo, will be hitting the Betty Tipton Room stage on Monday, October 13th at 8 p.m. Girl Code is a series that is aired on MTV and provides females with a code book of do's and don'ts in all situations. This event is only open to Eastern students and faculty. Be sure to get there early because seats will fill up quickly.
On Monday morning, poet Jim Daniels will be coming to Eastern Connecticut State University to share his poetry and love for writing with English students and faculty. Daniels will be workshopping student work at this event. He is the author of several poetic volumes that include Birthmarks, Night with Drive-By Shooting Stars, and many others. Daniel's workshop will be held in the Student Center Room 107. The workshop will begin at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Be sure to stop by to have your pieces workshopped or just to listen to some poetry.
On October 1st, a forum was held at the university hosted by Girl Scouts of Connecticut, where they addressed issues facing young women such as physical and emotional health. Social worker Ruth Freeman states, concrete learning experiences are what make the difference. She also points out that at the age of 9, most girls see a decline in self-esteem, mainly because they begin to focus on physical appearance. Freeman believes that there is a problem developing in young women's education and that worrying about looks gets the way becomes successful leaders. This is an issue that not only applicable to women but men as well.
Eastern Connecticut State University will host its annual Relay for Life at the Mansfield Athletic Complex on October 18th at 11 a.m. Teams are currently being formed. If you do not have a team or have trouble finding one, you can join the Center for Community Engagement's team Student Strong. Those who register prior to October 9th will receive a free t-shirt. Registration is done online at www.relayforlife.org. The Relay for Life website provides information regarding the event. Funds raised during this event make a difference in saving lives. According to the Relay's website, it is a community fundraising walk that is held to bring people together to honor cancer survivors, remember loved ones and lost ones, and fight back against the disease that has already taken too much. Today, with the support of thousands of volunteers, the American Cancer Society is helping save more than 400 lives a day, and we won't stop until we finish the fight against cancer. For more information, contact Kim Silcox at 860-465-4426.
On October 7th, Nicholas D'Onofrio, chairman of the Board of Regents for Higher Education, spoke at Eastern Connecticut State University about innovation and the future of technology, and how a liberal arts education has value in this changing world. Eastern President Elsa Nunes said of D'Onofrio, who is the former Executive Vice President of Innovation and Technology at IBM, "We are happy to have someone with this vast experience helping to lead the higher education system in Connecticut." D'Onofrio charged the crowd to think about change, value, and innovation, and to recognize that the world as we know it is moving faster than ever. "Innovations start with the problem," he said. "Anyone can be an innovator. It is not a specially endowed job." D'Onofrio also mentioned the value of having a broad education. "The innovators of the world aren't I-shaped, they're T-shaped," suggesting that knowledge, wisdom, and must be both broad and deep.
Maggie Boddington, a freshman from Stratford, is this year's recipient of the Vicky Soto Memorial Scholarship. The scholarship was created in honor of Victoria Lee Soto, who lost her life protecting the children of her first grade classroom at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newtown on December 14th, 2012. Boddington could not be more grateful to have received the award or more ecstatic to carry on Vicky's legacy. The scholarship was the final award given at the Stratford High School's Senior Scholarship Award Night this past June. The Vicky Soto Memorial Scholarship is a $5,026 scholarship awarded once a year to a graduating senior from Stratford High School and a graduating senior from Bunnell High School in Stratford. Recipients of the scholarship must be pursuing a career in education and demonstrating excellence in academics, extracurricular activities, and leadership skills. The recipients must also demonstrate a spirit to live, laugh, and love, both in life and education, the way Vicky did. Congratulations to Maggie. And we'll be back with this week's sports.
Today is a special day. Today we gather as a nation and as an international community to recognize the selfless decision of one of the most influential women of our time. She's been recognized by religious figures and politicians around the world. To us, she's just Rachel. But to the rest of the world, she is the woman who, after having one too many drinks, chose not to drive home buzzed. Here today to honor Rachel is the family whose lives she spared.
Hey.
Ready to go?
Yeah, but the fire's not out.
Close enough.
Close enough? If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. I mean, the next thing you know, you've torched our whole neighborhood.
Which is why we're not going anywhere?
Exactly.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
I got no pulse, so losing. Shocking. Drives it road all the time. Just had a few drinks. Just can't be happening.
Are we clear?
Clear. We just buzzed. Just buzzed? You didn't tell us that, sir. You're right. This isn't happening. You'll be fine.
I feel good.
Really? No, not really.
Buzz driving.
Clear.
Maybe we should stop acting like it's no big deal.
Shocking.
And now, with our sports.
Hello, I'm Brian Dowsler for This Week's Sports. After a disappointing loss to UMass Boston at home this past Saturday, the Eastern men's soccer team got back to its winning ways on Tuesday. The Warriors defeated Connecticut College 2-1. Adam Traxler and Tyler Jones scored the 2 goals for the Warriors in the win. With that win, Eastern improved to 6-3-2 on the year. Head coach Greg DeVito and his team will play at home this Saturday at 1 p.m. versus Southern Maine. Head on to Nevers Field to catch the action. John D. Casanova is currently a member of the men's soccer team in his senior year at Eastern Connecticut. John was diagnosed with aplastic anemia in the summer of 2012 and later diagnosed with lymphoma. After being given a less than 1% chance to live, he beat the odds. John is now cancer-free. ETV Sports is releasing a film about John's journey. Take a look.
I don't care if you have a PhD, you're not going to tell me that I'm not going to live my life.
Just sometimes just seeing him curled up in a ball that you look at your son and go, how did he ever get this bad?
He looked the perfect picture of health. You would never have thought anything was wrong.
I would ask my friends sometimes, and I would definitely sort of look up and be, come on, man, why me? Cancer chose me, and I decided to fight it back. There was no way I'd get through what I did. There's no way anyone can get through the battles of life if they're not relentless.
Making his first appearance at Thomas Nevers Field since November 5th, 2011.
The film will release Tuesday, October 28th. There will be a couple showings in the BTR room. For more information, please visit GoWarriorAthletes.com. It was a Warrior Classic Wednesday night down at the Mansfield Outdoor Complex as the Eastern Women's Soccer team hosted nationally ranked Amherst College in a non-conference matchup. Amherst came into the game ranked 9th in the country. With the Warriors trailing 1-0 with 16 minutes remaining, freshman Emily Betcher tied the game with her 7th goal of the year. 10 minutes later, Haley Lenning became the hero off a corner kick. Lenning put the ball into the back of the net. Eastern defeated Amherst 2-1, improved to 6-5-1 on the year. The Warriors will travel to Southern Maine this Saturday. Women's soccer wasn't the only team to pull off an upset this week as Eastern women's volleyball team hosted in-state rival Western Connecticut Tuesday evening. The last time Eastern defeated Western came back in the conference playoffs in 2011. Well, the Warriors made it count. They swept Western to push their winning streak to 3. Nick Akinfor got a chance to meet up with senior Allie Henry after the game.
Nick Akinfor here from the Francis E. Geisler Gymnasium. We're here with Allie Henry, the senior on the Eastern Connecticut women's volleyball team. Allie, you guys beat Western Connecticut tonight, the first time since your freshman year. How great was that?
It's an unreal, unbelievable feeling, and it feels so great, and the team just loved every minute of it.
Now, you're the only senior on this team, so the next time you guys come home will be your last game. Talk about the emotions might be running through you when that game does come.
Right now I just want to focus on, we have stuff to get done on the road, and we have a plan for that, and we're going to stick to that, and I'll worry about, being back home when the time comes.
Talk about Coach Megan Drosch in her first season as the head coach of Eastern Connecticut women's volleyball, because with a very young team, it's not always easy, and she's done a great job.
She's always on the sidelines jumping up and down the court. That gives us so much energy. She's so awesome. She makes us fight on the court and makes us want to be at every practice and work so hard. So.
The Warriors will be on the road until October 25th when they return home for Senior Day. It was a heartbreaker for Eastern field hockey Wednesday afternoon. Leading 2-0, the Warriors gave up 3 unanswered goals. UMass Dartmouth held the lead and defeated the Warriors, giving them their 5th loss of the season. Eastern returns home October 18th to take on rival Keene State. It's been a few years, but Eastern hockey finally returned to the Bolton Ice Palace for its first home game of the year. The Warriors started their season out on the right note as they beat Roger Williams 4-0. 2 of those 4 goals came off breakaways. Eastern will be back at home tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Admission is free, and the team will be selling T-shirts for $10. Mike Trout, Albert Pujols, and Josh Hamilton versus Justin Verlander. Max Scherzer and David Price. Sounds like the ALCS matchup, right? Wrong. The Kansas City Royals, yes, the Kansas City Royals and the Baltimore Orioles will face off Friday night in Game 1 of the American League Championship Series. Both the Angels and the Tigers will be watching from home after being eliminated in the ALDS. How about Clayton Kershaw versus the young phenom Bryce Harper? Wrong again. The Dodgers and the Nationals were both eliminated in the NLDS as the Cardinals and Giants move on. Since 2006, both the Cardinals and the Giants have made 5 trips to the World Series. We'll see which team will advance from the National League Championship Series beginning Saturday. That's all for sports. Thanks for watching. If you want to, thanks. Back to you guys.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's edition of News 22. If you'd like to see more of our episodes, just visit our YouTube channel. I'm Mackenzie Fain.
And I'm Amanda Stango. Have a great week, Eastern.